Okay, hello. My name is Carlos, and I'd love to take you for a quick spin and show you some of the things we're bringing forward in our pilot. Now, what I'm about to show you belongs to the roadmap and capabilities realms, which means that our forward-looking statements and safe harbor applies here from now onwards. And with that, let's kick it off. So today, I'd love to show you the admin experience side of things so that you can see how this looks with what you get out of the box. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is create a channel to which we're going to start applying the Omni+Flows. I'm going to let Salesforce guide me into doing this. I'm going to go ahead and create a chat channel, creating a queue for this channel, a group of agents, chat team. I'll choose myself as one of the users for this team and move along in the process. There's a step for creating a routing configuration. I'm actually going to go ahead and just call it chat routing config, give it a priority, warm channel as chat, important channel, go ahead. For the moment, I'll use the default, and here we go. Here, we're essentially going to create a pre-chat form so that we can have some customer context before they are reaching out to us. So I'll move to next and done. Great. So we've done a number of things here. We've created a queue, we've created a group of agents, we created a routing configuration. All of these things, we're going to use them along the way. There's also something interesting that we created. There's a concept here that we call embedded service that we created, which essentially is going to give you the ability to present a pre-chat form so that your customers can give you some contextual information as to the reason why they are contacting you. And this is where, for example, kind of like by default, remember this screen from the prescriptive setup wizard that we just went in? Here is where you're going to actually pick up information from your customer, right? Perhaps you actually maybe want to do some cleaning here, or maybe you want to add something, for example, why are they contacting you? The case reason, and you might actually want to have that. So this is looking interesting and nice for me right now, so I'm going to go ahead and save this. Fantastic. And now I'm going to go ahead and start. So now notice that there is a specific omnichannel flow type in the org, and that's what we're going to leverage today. So the plan here is to have pre-built templates for things like link a case, route to a queue, link to any object and route to a skill, or have pre-built processes for voice channel, for example, or chat channels, for messaging channels, or for all channels encompassed globally. And here is where we'd love to get customer feedback as to what these templates should be. So pretty excited about that. So let's go ahead and start a free form flow here. On the left-hand side, what you have here are specific Service Cloud bundled channel actions. Now, the first thing we're going to want to do here is create two resources. I'm going to create a variable resource that I'm going to call record ID. This is where I'm going to grab the ID of the chat coming in. It will be a text variable, and I'm basically going to use it for the input. And I'm going to create a second optional resource that you should configure as well because it'll save you a lot of time. This is also going to be a variable resource that I'm going to call input record. So this will allow me to basically grab the entire chat transcript record and manipulate it. So this is going to be a record type of variable, and I want this variable to be the chat transcript and use it available for inputs. Fantastic. From here, we're going to do something pretty simple. I'm going to drag and drop the route work bundle action. I'm going to call it route to chat queue, going to set up as an input value the record ID to grab actually that chat that's coming in. I will use the route to queue routing type, and here I will associate the chat queue that we created at the beginning. And that's it. Now I'm going to link the two. And that's it. We've just created our very first omnichannel flow. Congratulations. I'm going to go ahead and save that. Let's call it chat queue-based routing and save that. Activate it, and we're good to go. Now, there's an important thing that we need to do here. The key thing here is going to be I need to go to my chat button, and essentially, I need to call the flow from somewhere. So I'm calling it from the configuration of this channel, of this chat button. This is where in the routing information, I will click that I want to have actually the omnichannel flow enabled, and I'm going to go ahead and look up that flow. Here it is, chat queue-based routing, and then I will save save this, just notice here that my traditional queue that I've created when I instantiated this channel now will serve as a fallback. If there is a flow error, if the flow is deactivated, then it actually falls back to this queue. I'm gonna go ahead and save that, and you're done. You've created your first Omnichannel flow. And all of the chats that are coming in are going to be routed to the chat queue. Okay, so now let's look into a second example, and I'm gonna go into full screen. We're gonna do something a little bit more powerful. We're gonna go ahead and grab the contact, look whether that contact is a VIP or not, and in the case that that's true, we're gonna route this chat interaction to the corresponding VIP queue. And we're gonna do this because in this instance, we know that the chat actually has a contact ID filled in that has been preset by the embedded service pre-chat form capabilities. That's how it works. That's how we configure the pre-chat form to work, allowing the customer to provide contact name and email. We're able to actually leverage this functionality. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna drag and drop the get record action. I'm gonna call it get contact for chat. The get records for this object is going to be contact, and I want to actually match it to the contact ID that's coming from the chat record. Great. Now we're going to look to see, drag and dropping a decision node, whether this contact that we grabbed is a VIP. Is customer a VIP? And if that's the case, meaning if the contact I was able to get from the chat is VIP, meaning if that checkbox is true, then I'll route to this VIP queue. Let's start connecting the dots here. I'll grab the contact, I'll check that decision. If that decision is true, then I want to route to VIP queue. In the input, I want to grab that chat, and now I'll leverage the VIP queue. Great. Yes, absolutely. That's the branch that I want. If the contact is a VIP, then route to VIP queue. Otherwise, route to the standard chat queue. And so that's it. I am actually going to save this as, let's create a new flow for this, and let's call it chat standard versus VIP queue-based routing. Perfect. We can activate this, and now you can actually go ahead and in your chat channel configuration, you can call this flow now, and you have a more elaborated flow. So that does it for this video. This is the video for the queue-based routing. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.